Alright, I'm going to show you guys how to make a fidget spinner out of magnets. It's going to take 2 sets, so get your 2 sets out like this, and then you want to unfold them into a sheet. Doesn't really matter how, they just need to be flat. Make sure to see how all joints are parallel joints, make sure that's correct, and once you have it all like that, what you want to do is just stack them directly on top of each other, like so. Notice see how the edges are one off to the left. Now next one you want to do is one off to the right, squeeze it, and it'll kind of pop, and you'll see that now it's not offset anymore, but the inner layer has shifted. And if we take a card, you can see that the inner layer looks a little different from the outer ones now. So we'll put that back together, and we're just going to do this for all of the sheets. Offset to the left, offset to the right, squeeze. Sometimes it makes a nice click. Alright, once you have your last layer on and it is offset, you can offset it yourself without squeezing by just kind of shifting the edges around. So normally you hold the middle and you kind of just squeeze the edges until it doesn't really have points anymore and it looks like this. Once you have that, turn it sideways, find 3 layers and cut. And then just cut off the top layer, move it to the bottom. For now, cut off another 3. So I notice these are kind of offset ones, not the regular ones, which is what you want. Cut off one more. Cut off these 3, so you have 3 leftovers. So you can do what you did in the beginning. Squeeze it, and once it's squeezed, cut open the top again, and then watch carefully because we're going to flip everything over. Move it to the bottom and kind of do that shifty thing we did before until it does this. So you have these 3 are one orientation, this one's actually the opposite orientation. And then what you'll do next is you want to pry out the middles of all these 3, not the last one you did, not the flipped one. Just take out the middle, and once you have one out, it's a little bit easier just to suck out the magnets on the bottom. Leave that middle piece there, the middle layer. You're just taking the top and the bottom layers. Make sure you don't accidentally flip one of these over. Remember which side's top and which side's bottom. And then last thing you do is you're actually going to take out all of them for this one. Just left with a donut. Okay, so now this is going to be your bearing. So what you want to do is attach the magnet string. See how it's kind of biased towards counterclockwise instead of clockwise. That's what you want. So once you see it's biased like that, you're going to go make a loop in this manner, and that is clockwise probably, and make it, it's a ring of 6 and 4 high. So you can test that the orientation is correct by sticking it to the side. You notice it's going to form a staggered bond instead of a parallel bond. What you're going to do is you're just going to shove it in the hole. And if you did it right, it'll sort of spin, and that's the best you can hope for. You're going to have a few magnets left over because it doesn't take exactly 4. 2 sets, sorry, not 4. And what you're going to do is just make a ring of 6, 4 high, and these are the magnets you don't need, so you can just put them aside. Last thing you'll do is you'll get this core and just stick the sides onto it. You kind of want to line up the flat sides. It exists, barely, and then you have it attached. And since you don't want the pieces to fly off too easily, you take the last 6 magnets and just kind of shove them, shove them into the gaps. I don't know if there's a scientific way to do it. You just make sure it's touching both sides of the hexagons, and it makes them a little bit more secure. So just kind of squeeze them around, make sure it's sort of in place, and then you have an okay fidget spinner. That costs more than a normal one, but I mean, here it is.